Hello, Miraculously Awesome Squad, aka MLB fam. We will be reviewing Reckless Driver today. But before we get into all of that, please hit that awesome like, that awesome subscribe. Please comment. I love comments. And share this video. Let's get into this awesome episode. So this episode is going to be about Agley for the most part. I think I'm saying it right, Agley. And she is having a phobia of ladybugs, and she's just starting to become more and more frightened as the episode goes on. And her friends are actually noticing like what's going on, like Ladybug and Kim and Maylin and Julika and etc. The friends are noticing that she's getting more and more frightened over time. Like she's sitting at the lunch table, she sees butterflies too as well, and she is just terrified to the point where she's having anxiety attacks about butterflies. Like she doesn't want to look at butterflies. She's scared of Ladybug, the superhero, and she just doesn't like things that fly around. Why is Agley so afraid? Well, the friends decide, okay, we're gonna try and help Agley by taking her to a therapist so she can talk about her feelings and talk about what's going on with her, so we can try to help her get to the bottom of it. And turns out she ends up talking to this therapist that Alia also has been seeing. And as well, we find out that Max has autism, which I thought was pretty interesting. Some people said that they were like, why did they have to explain what autism was, like in Max's case? And I'm like, for me, I kind of know what autism is, but I didn't know it like in a full spectrum way. So for me, I think it actually helped me a lot. And other people who don't know about autism definitely should know so that they can be aware and more accurate when they approach someone with autism or when they talk about autism. But getting back to Agley and this therapist appointment, Agley starts talking to the therapist, and we find out that Agley's fear of butterflies comes from Agley being the first official akumatized villain when Lila took over the butterfly Miraculous after Monarch's defeat. So that's why she is so scared of things that basically fly, like ladybugs or butterflies. Like she gets very, very scared. And then we also find out the reason why she got akumatized was because of Ray and his gang. Actually, they were going to the butterfly garden and they left her in there by herself. Like she went in there and she was terrified of butterflies, and they told her it would be a good idea. And she was just so scared that she became akumatized into a butterfly akumatized villain, and she's just terrified. Also, they say that she possibly got akumatized again. I wasn't really sure about that because she shows the therapist a picture and she said she's invisible. So I'm guessing that maybe she got akumatized again. I wasn't really sure about that part. But we do know she shows the therapist that she's invisible, and she says because of Time Breaker. I'm kind of not understanding why she's giving reference to the episode Time Breaker, but yeah, because we never saw her in any of the other seasons. She's kind of a new character, and I kind of need them to go back and explain what Time Breaker has to do with her being invisible in that photo. And so the session ends up continuing, and Agley basically tells the therapist what all she's going through. And the therapist is like, okay, yes, I see. And with multiple sessions, you should be able, to hopefully be helped, and your situation will turn out great and it'll be fine with a few more sessions. And Agley is definitely not happy about that because she thought this one session would actually cure her, but turns out she's going to need multiple sessions because these types of things take time. So Agley wasn't hearing that because she still has this huge phobia of the butterflies, and she notices that it's affecting basically everyone and it's affecting her. So she actually starts to get really mad at the therapist and tells her that, "No, I can't do this. I don't want to come back here. I thought this was going to cure me," just to sum it up. And the therapist is trying to calm her down, and she's just not having it. And she just ends up having this big anxiety panic attack thing and just runs out of the therapist's office. And the friends notice that she's really distraught and definitely goes behind her and tries to find her. So after the point where Agley actually ran out of the therapist's office, the therapist is just so angry and upset because she just is trying to figure out like what just happened, why did she just do that? And she basically got upset because she felt like she couldn't help her. So of course, Therese being the villain that she is, she's like, "Yeah, I can help you fix everyone, not just Agley." And so she gets akumatized into the reckless driver. And it's a driver definitely because the car got akumatized, so she gave her a car. Now, I just want to kind of go over Reckless Driver's villain outfit. I'm kind of just not understanding it. It looks like something from outer space, and it's kind of not giving me like a driving outfit. I think it kind of would have been a little better if it would have been like a race car outfit, especially since she's driving so fast. So, comment down below if you think a race car driver outfit would have been more appropriate because this is giving me spaceship and we're not in space. Anyway, Reckless Driver's power is to basically suck people up, and it makes people fearless to the point where they don't fear anything. Like anything they've ever feared, even if it's kind of a little bit of a healthy fear, it gets rid of all of that. Like, for instance, Cat Noir has to save a man because he says he's no longer afraid of cars. He keeps getting his chair and sitting in the middle of the road because he doesn't care if he gets ran over or not because he has no fear of that, which is basically keeping him alive. And also, Ackley gets sucked into the car first, and she definitely becomes fearless. Like, she's just diving through the air, climbing up the poles and everything. Like, every fear she ever had is gone. And it's kind of weird to me because, like, at first I was like, well, it kind of seems a little positive than normal. Like, I'm just gonna tell you, Lila giving these people powers, like, to be honest, is way less destructive. Like, Hawkmoth did not care. When he akumatized people, he was causing all sorts of chaos and destruction in Paris. But Lila, once again, she's a very neat villain, I'm noticing. Like, I don't know if she has like some sort of OCD where she doesn't want like buildings to be crushed everywhere. Sometimes that happens, but for the most part, she's very neat with her villain work. But yeah, I mean, this episode is definitely great. And what ends up happening is Cat Noir gets his power up for the Aqua power up, and he ends up getting sucked inside of Reckless Driver's car, which is not good because now Reckless Driver finds out Cat Noir's fear, which he's scared of his identity being revealed. So it was kind of a funny car fight scene to me because now Ladybug is trying to save Cat Noir and he's like, "Oh no, I'm good. I'm finally just gonna reveal my identity to you." And she's like, "What? No, we're not gonna do that." And previously before that, she does her lucky charm and it's a sandwich. And she stuffs the sandwich in Cat Noir's mouth while he's trying to tell her his secret identity. And I actually thought that was really funny. But yeah, I love the fact that this episode is giving us some old Ladybug and Cat Noir nostalgia, Lady Noir nostalgia, and I'm glad that they gave that back to us because I was just trying to figure out why are the main characters becoming less and less. They're adding so many characters that it's like, okay, I feel like you're kind of pushing out Ladybug and Cat Noir when the show is called Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. Like, I've been seeing a post and it said that they're sidelining Ladybug and Cat Noir. I also saw another post where they said that don't be afraid to show more of Ladybug and Cat Noir. And I agree with that because this is what the show is about. So for them to show this is giving us just such good old school seasons 1 through 5 Ladybug and Cat Noir, where we got to see a little bit more interaction between them. So I think it was just great for us when we've been watching seasons 1 through 5 and for them to incorporate it back into the show. Hopefully, future episodes will continue this. But yes, in the end, of course, Ladybug and Cat Noir, with the help of the Miraculous, she ends up saving the day, and it was definitely wonderful. Reckless Driver ends up getting deakumatized, and she gives her the lucky charm, basically telling her that you can help people by continuing to be a great therapist and helping them with their problems as you keep continuing to do what you're doing. And Aglaé decides to give the therapist one more chance. The therapist apologizes. She's like, I let my emotions get the best of me, which I think it shows a good lesson to let everybody know that even therapists have bad days. So, yes. And also, in the end, you guys, we won. Adrian finally ends up getting the therapeutic help that he needs. It's so funny because so many people said that Adrian needs therapy, and the fact that they actually made it where Adrian is going to be seeing a therapist is actually pretty crazy to me. It's like they're listening to the fandom, and we definitely are here for it. He finally gets to talk about his father. He's like, something's not right about him, but here's the thing. I think in the future, because of this episode, I think Adrian is actually going to find out about his father on his own because he's asking questions now. He wants to know. So now he's going to be a detective of what's going on with his father. Why are people praising him? And why are people keeping things from me? Also, Aglaé has her friends to help her in the end to overcome her fear of butterflies, which is always great. It's always great when friends come to help you with therapy. And if people you know can go with you, it's always very helpful. And I rate this episode a 9 out of 10. It was just so good. I love the message. I love the therapy talks, like for people who actually have problems. I love how they approached this and how they talked about it. Like they're opening conversations and discussions. And I think that it's just so amazing. But squad, let me know what you thought about this episode. What was your favorite part? And who is your favorite character throughout this? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. And always remember, MLB fam, have a miraculously awesome day.